Hi, everyone, and welcome to the next episode in my Christmas series. I have a link to the playlist in my description box below if you missed any previous videos. Today, I'm showing you some Dollar Tree glassware hacks that you can use for Christmas. I hope you find tons of inspiration and enjoy today's video. Make sure to stay tuned to the end because I have a fun and exciting announcement to make, and I hope to see you at the end of the video. But for right now, let's get started on our first project. I am using one of Dollar Tree's rectangular glass vases. It measures around 7.5 inches tall. I'm going to paint this with 2 coats of white chalk paint, allowing it to dry in between each coat. I did paint a little bit down the inside of the top rim as well as the bottom. Using some of Dollar Tree's small ribbon, I'm going to hot glue the end of that to the inside of the rim and then keep it as straight as possible and just put a dot of glue right there at the bottom. We're going to wrap it around until we get to the other side of the rim. And I'm just adding some glue at the bottom and at the top so that you can kind of move the centerpiece around if you need to. Once I have that glued down, I'm going to take the ribbon and go a little bit closer to the top, a little bit higher up than halfway, and we're going to glue that ribbon around sideways to make this look like a beautiful Christmas present. Once I have that glued down, I'm going to take that same ribbon as well as some floral wire, and we're going to create a tiny bow. So I'm just going to fold over a loop about the size that I want my bow to be on one side, and then create a loop at the bottom, go around to the side and create another loop, come on the opposite side at the bottom with a loop until I have 3 loops on each side. Then I can take my floral wire and twist that around in the center, pulling it very tightly so it pinches it together. And then I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times to make sure that it stays in place, and then twist that wire around in the back. Then I could cut off my excess wire. Make sure that you fluff those loops out really pretty, and you can leave it just like this, but I'm going to take an extra piece of that ribbon and fold it in half and glue it together the long way so that I can use this tiny piece to wrap around the center and cover up that floral wire. So I'm just going to hot glue that at the beginning and then at the end. Again, you want to make sure you fluff your bow out really pretty. Make sure all those loops are separated, and then you can glue that right to the center. And then you can add any of your favorite florals, and this is just a beautiful accent piece for Christmas. For our second project, I'm using one of Dollar Tree's glass votive candle holders as well as some of their garland. I'm going to wrap that around the base of the votive twice to create a small wreath. Then I can cut that down and twist each end around it so it will stay in place. Now it does have a lot of long pieces, so I'm going to give mine a nice trimming. And once I have that trimmed down, I'm going to take some white chalk paint and just brush over this to give it a nice, beautiful, snowy effect. I'm also going to use some of these red berry picks. I actually picked mine up at Hobby Lobby. And you can just simply add this into your wreath. If the pieces are a little too long, you can just trim those off of the back. Once I have those all the way around, I'm going to add in a couple of tiny pine cones all throughout the wreath and make sure that my votive will be able to sit in there properly. I'm going to put one of Dollar Tree's LED tea light candles inside and use one of Dollar Tree's sled ornaments. They have a couple of different designs this year. Once I remove the handle, I'm going to take a brown acrylic paint and water that down to create a beautiful brown stain. And I'm going to stain this entire piece. I'm also going to stain the end of a round dowel. This came out of a package from Dollar Tree, and once all of that has dried, I'm going to take that dowel and hold it in place so that I'll be able to attach it to the inside where those holes are where the hanger was. So I'm just going to cut that down with my miter shears and hot glue that on the inside. And then you can set your beautiful votive with the beautiful little wreath arrangement around it or the candle ring holder, and you have a gorgeous sled to add to your decor. next project is really simple but turns out really beautiful using one of Dollar Tree's glass bowl candle holders. This measures about 4 inches tall and the opening at the top is about 3.5 inches. I'm going to add in some artificial snow as well as this beautiful sled ornament from Dollar Tree. And then I'm using this glass candle holder that's flat with the feet. And this one measures about 4 1/4 of an inch in diameter. And then you can just add a beautiful LED candle right on top. So it is gorgeous with the candle, but it is also gorgeous without it. You could just set it on one of Dollar Tree's candle holder stands. Either way, I think it turned out really beautiful, and I hope you guys like it too. Now, you've probably seen the next project done before, but I couldn't resist because it turns out so cute. Take one of Dollar Tree's white candles, and then I'm using some tumbling tower pieces to kind of hold it in place. I'm drawing the outline of the eyes and the nose with a fine tip Sharpie marker, and then I'm going to fill in some of the eyes with a blue chalk paint and the nose with a spiced pumpkin paint. Once that dries, I'm going to take my oil-based Sharpie, and I'm sorry I got a little blurry there, but I'm just going around the outline of the eyes and then filling in the top part. And then I'll paint the bottom part with some white chalk paint, add in a couple of dots at the top, and then take my oil-based Sharpie to give my snowman some eyebrows, eyelashes, and just a little bit of detail under the eye. And then, of course, when you draw the mouth, that determines whether it's going to be a happy snowman or a sad one. And I'm using some of Dollar Tree's pop stickers as well as some of their ribbon. Now the ribbon I'm just going to tie around to create the scarf and add a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place as well as hold that fold over. Once I trim my scarf down, I'm going to add a couple of cuts at the end of each one to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then I originally painted those pop stickers in that ocean blue chalk paint color, but I thought it kind of clashed with his scarf, so I decided to go back in and paint those black. And then I'm going to add 3 of those with some hot glue. And these are so fun. You can make so many different facial expressions, colors with the scarves. These would make beautiful Christmas gifts or just beautiful decor to keep around your home. Let me know what you guys think of this project. And if you're enjoying today's video and today's projects and you haven't done so already, I would love for you to click that subscribe button right below this video as well as the notification bell so you'll be reminded the next time I upload a brand new video. And if you'd like to visit me on all my other social media accounts, all those links are in the description box below. Now this next project is one of my favorites. We're going to take one of Dollar Tree's glass rectangular vases again, give it 2 coats of white chalk paint, allow it to thoroughly dry, and then we're going to apply a thin layer of Mod Podge around all of the painted surfaces. Allow that to thoroughly dry, and I have created 2 decals for this with this gorgeous rose gold paper. Now, I know not everybody has a Cricut, so I have this as a free printable on my website. The link's in my description box. All you have to do is go to my website, click on free printable. You can print this out on some copy paper and then trace it onto your project. Now, I am applying mine where the opening of the vase is going to be the bottom and the bottom of the original vase is going to be the top. And it'll make more sense when you see the finished product. So I am applying the second decal on the side, again with the opening at the bottom, and it says, "For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord," Luke 2:11. I'm going to add one of Dollar Tree's LED tea light candles at the top, but if you want to give it a little extra something, you can take some of Dollar Tree's garland and create a mini ring holder by kind of wrapping that around the bottom of the votive, trimming it down, and then dusting it with some white paint to give it a nice snowy look, and then you could just put your votive right in the middle. I love how this one turned out. It is so beautiful. It is gorgeous with that little wreath or without. You guys let me know if you like it better with or without the wreath. For this project, we're going to use another rectangular vase from Dollar Tree, as well as some of their red vase filler. Now, if you want to fill it completely to the top, it'll take about 2 bags. I used about 1.5, and then I topped it off with some of Dollar Tree's faux snow that looks like the mini snowballs. Once I had that filled to the top, I'm going to use some of Dollar Tree's Holly Berry bundles, and I cut those down so that it would fit snug to the top, and I added a second bundle towards the back. I'm using some ribbon that I already had on hand that says Merry Christmas. I thought this would look really cute right where the two colors meet, so I'm going to attach this to the vase using some hot glue and wrap that around. This was such a simple project, but really adds some beautiful pops of Christmas color. For our next two projects, we are using Dollar Tree's Margarita glasses. These are the larger ones. They have two different sizes. This one's about 6 3/4 inches tall, so you're going to need 2 of these. I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol to go over the entire outside of this glass because we will be painting it. We're also using 2 of Dollar Tree's glass canisters. They're about 4 3/4 of an inch tall. You'll want to remove the tags from the bottom as well as the lids. We're using Hobby Lobby's Acorn dowel caps, 3/8 of an inch. You can get 4 of those for $1.49, and we're going to attach one to the center at the top of each of the lids using E6000. Now, once that glue has set up, we're going to go outside and give these 2 coats of black spray paint. I'm using a matte finish for mine, and we're also going to be painting those lids with the handles. Allow that to thoroughly dry, and this is how they look. They're already looking so beautiful. We're going to flip them upside down, and we're going to apply a very generous amount of E6000 to each one of those rims, and then set our glass canisters on top of that. So I'm making sure that the seam on the side of the glass canister lines up with the seam on the Margarita glass. Now, I let mine set for several hours to make sure that E6000 had a nice strong hold, and I'm using one of these mini vine wreaths from Hobby Lobby. You can get 8 of these when they're on sale for about $3, and I'm using this ornament from Walmart that I had left over last year. I'm going to tie that around the vine wreath so that it'll hang in the front, and then I can reattach that cute buffalo check ribbon bow right in the front, and I'll trim mine up a little bit so that you can see the wording on there. Then I'm going to take a piece of twine and add that to the wreath itself, and make sure you leave plenty of length on that because we'll be using that to attach it to the bottom of the glass part of the canister. So I'm just going to double knot that in the back, and now you can fill this with some of Dollar Tree's Christmas candy. And this is such a cute display for candy or any of the Christmas goodies that you have this year. We're going to decorate the second one using some ribbon. I cut this down to 11 inches, and I'm just going to create a loop and hot glue those ends together. Then I'm going to pinch that right in the middle, and I'm taking some black and red twine that I already had on hand, and I'm going to double knot that right in the middle and leave the twine on there because we're going to use another piece that's about 13 inches to create the tails. So I'm folding that over, cutting it to dovetail each of the ends. Then I'm going to pinch that right in the middle, and I can attach this to the back of the bow and double knot that. Again, I'm going to leave the length of the twine on there so I can attach that to the bottom of the glass canister just by double knotting it. And then I'm going to add some greenery inside as well as an LED candle and a few tiny pine cones. Now you have a mini version of a Christmas lamppost. If you have a favorite out of today's projects, let me know in the comments section down below. I always love to know which one is your favorite. Thank you for staying tuned to the end for this fun and exciting announcement. I've had so many requests for this over the last couple of years, and it is finally here. I now have merchandise in my store. If you go to my homepage on YouTube and click on store, it's going to show you just a few items that I have listed in my store. If you click on one of those particular items, it will take you directly to my storefront where you can see the various different colors for that particular item and that design. If you scroll down, it'll show you all of the products that are sold with that particular design on it. And if you scroll to the top of my store and click all products, it will show you everything that I have listed for sale. If you see a design that you like, you can hover over that particular product and it will enlarge it so that you can see it better. I also have several different Christmas designs right now that I think will make perfect Christmas gifts. I'll be changing some of these seasonal themed designs out every few months, but I also have some really crafty designs. I want to thank you guys so much for encouraging me to do this, as well as thank you for all of your love and support for me and my channel. I hope you enjoy the store as well as enjoy today's video. Please take care, and I will see you next time.